Today we will be looking at child's pose in our yoga practice, and I have with me my little helper today. Hello, are you here to help? So this is my dog Juno, and yes, today we're going to look at child's pose, and this is one of those poses that's often branded by yoga teachers, probably myself included, as a resting pose, but it isn't necessarily comfortable in all body shapes and types. So I'm here today to show you 3 different ways that you can achieve that similar effect of child's pose, but not necessarily make the predefined shape that you might expect. So we are going to start with what you might expect child's pose to look like if you've been to a yoga class before or seen pictures of it. So there are even here a couple of options that you can take. You can either keep your knees and feet close together, or you can keep just your big toes together and take your knees out a little bit wider, maybe as wide as the yoga mat. I think I have a pillow for child's pose today. I'm just going to ask you to move over here, darling. Come over here. Over you go. Yes. Just off my mat a minute, thank you. Okay, so with this one, I'm looking to drop my hips back towards my heels, and then start to use the hands to walk myself forward. So here there are a couple of options for you. You might find that the head comfortably comes down to rest on the floor. If not, you can bring the floor that little bit closer to you. So you could use a cushion or a yoga block, or you could even use your hands stacked in any formation you wish to make a pillow for your head. If you're not using the hands for your head, you could choose to extend the arms out long, or to bring them back down beside your body instead. And you could stay in this pose for as long as feels good. There might be some sensation of stretch in the hips and thighs. It might be that you don't feel a great deal here at all, and the main reason we're doing this pose often in class is to just take a moment to pause, to feel grounded, and to turn off the outside world, so just bringing everything inwards. So if you don't feel any sensation, that's fine. That's not necessarily the purpose behind this one. Now if you're thinking, oh, I like the idea of being close to the ground, feeling connected and shutting off the outside world, but that just doesn't look like my hips or knees are going to enjoy it, that's no problem at all. What you can do is bring those knees a little bit closer together if they were out wide, and then come all the way down to lay on your tummy. So here I'm going to stack both hands on top of each other, have my elbows out wide, so I've got a little pillow for my forehead. And I can rest the head down here and have a good fidget, find what's comfortable in the legs. I find that I like to have my feet coming just off the edges of the mat. That gives just a little more space in the low back. And here we've got no weight at all on the knees, plenty of space in the hips, but still that connection to the ground, that grounding earth energy, and also that closing off the outside world by closing the eyes and not looking around you. So you can always take this option instead if that feels better in your body. So one final option we're going to explore today is that shape of child's pose that we had in the first version, but actually inverting it and turning over onto the back. So this way you're getting that little rounding in the back, that nurturing hug in the body, but without any of the weight on the knees. So for this one I'm going to start in a seated position, and then use the hands to gently guide me down onto my back. And then with those knees bent, I'm going to hug them in towards the body and hold the legs with my hands, either on the front of the shins, or you could tuck those hands on the back of the thighs behind the knee. Just gives you a little more room in the shoulders. You just take a little bit of time here, hugging the legs in towards the chest. So exactly the same shape as child's pose, but just flipped over the other way. And you could stay in any version of that pose for as long as it feels good in your body anytime you need it, even if that's in the middle of the supermarket because everything's just too overwhelming. And we've all had those days, I'm sure. So yes, thank you for joining me today. That was Child's Pose 3 ways with me and fluffy dog extraordinaire Juno. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.